Part of Alaska or all of Alaska?
As long as the light's not blinking, then you're good.
How about now? That's it. There you go.
No, yeah, you're blinking. Yeah.
Josh and Luke talking.
There it is.
You have to drive 3 hours away.
Right.
And you'll notice the difference.
Is it recording that? There you go. All right. Hello, everyone.
We're outside of Yum Yum Donuts, open 24 hours, California. I have no idea where we're at.
No, I don't either. Not too far from the desert where we came from. Where we spawned.
The
Do you know
desert.
what I noticed, though? Like, when we were in the desert trying to do the podcast there, laying down, I could not do it.
Laying down?
I noticed if I'm in nature and I'm like I'm in a nice, relaxed situation.
Under the stars in
I
the
can't
desert.
talk about problems in the world. I'm too content with everything around me. I'm like, this is so peaceful. I do not want to.
Right, that's exactly how I felt.
Like, I'm looking at the stars and I'm like, I just want to.
There are no problems.
No, there's no problems. I can't really think of anything. It'd be just small talk.
Right.
Like, really boring small talk.
Yeah, it was really boring.
But now, since we're in this city again, I'm ready to go.
Look at that. Look at that. This lighting. Josh and Luke complaining about things.
What, don't everybody? Everybody complains about things.
Nah, man.
Ours are actually decent complaints.
I'm going to get the coffee from the roof of the car.
Go ahead.
I'm not as amped as you are yet. I got a decaf. I wasn't really planning on doing this.
Oh, I'm ready. Let's go.
I know.
I'm ready to go.
All right.
I'm ready to go.
You had like 6 Red Bulls.
I had no Red Bulls. I had coffee. I'm fired up. Let's go.
That crack cocaine.
I'm ready to smack a hoe. Let's go. That's a good name for a bar. Smack a hoe.
Yeah, but you got to spell it weird.
There's a surcharge.
Smack. Oh, all right. What are we talking about outside?
I told you to bring some of those thoughts up.
Oh, about how coffee is too hot when they serve it.
Nah. Well, I know we were mentioning I was saying like how a lot of people are saying this is it when it comes to like when they're out of state. Like, oh, this is everything you need. It's like every place has its pros and cons. And also like, especially when I was around the country, I'm like, I couldn't pick one spot saying this is it where I want to live.
Right. I don't really see myself ever doing that. And it's not because like a place isn't good enough. It's just that there's so many cool places to explore.
Yeah. Like, I can probably
at what point do you stop? At what point are you like, this is it? This is the one? It's like, there's so many cool things about so many places, annoying things about every place. It's like, it's whatever. They're all the same.
That's why I like at least driving around the
differences.
country like once in a while. I like driving from coast to coast. It's fun.
I had a good time. I would definitely enjoy doing it again.
I did it 1, 2, 3. A total of 3 times.
Let's see, you think you're better than me.
I am better than you. And then I went
I don't
from
think it. I know it.
north to south 4 times.
Really?
Washington to down to San Diego. Well, actually, Washington down to like,
Is this all on your motorcycle?
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
I just want to go to Alaska now. I won't mention again.
Yeah, well, I made it here, and I spent a lot of money on music school. I'm like, I'll stay here for a little bit.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, I got to build that back up. But yeah, I would definitely be down to go to Alaska or anywhere. I just think moving is cool. Settling is weird to me right now.
Well, it takes a lot of I know it takes. Well, some people say they travel and they're responsible, but it takes, especially if you do it by yourself, or like if you're with. I said if I was with you and we did it, you have to have a whole different mind frame on how to do it. You kind of have to plan things out, but not really. You don't have to really plan it out that far.
I'm not much of a planner.
That's what I mean. Because when I was going across country, I just planned out like, okay, I want to stop at least within the 400 miles to sleep. That's as far as the plan goes. So I don't keep on going, so I don't get drunk, tired, or whatever it is.
I would just find a Walmart and be like, all right, that's my destination Walmart. What can I do in the path on the way to that Walmart? Because apparently Walmarts, you're allowed to sleep in some of their parking lots. Which
But like now they're trying to change it.
Yeah, they're trying to change that so they don't. It was to Walmart's benefit for them to do that. People would like set up their campers and stuff and like obviously shop at Walmart. So. Made sense. But yeah, when I was in Arizona, there were like signs. It's like, if you're sleeping in your car, you will be booted and fined. Like,
okay, don't sleep in the car. Just hop outside the car. Don't say sleeping outside the car. You have to fix that
sleep
sign.
on the ground. I was so annoyed. I drove for like 14 hours to get to that place, I think. It was like 14 to 17 hours, I forget, to go to that specific Walmart only to see those signs. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll get a hotel.
Once, like I do admit, I do like taking I like being clean. So after so many days, like I got to take a shower.
I kept getting handicapped hotels. And I think it was because like the app I was using, like maybe there was a setting either either on it or it was hunting for the best prices, and it just so happened kept
All
trying
handicap.
to fill those handicap rooms. It was fun. I was so confused. I was like, this bathroom is so spacious. I've never seen a toilet like connected to the shower. I was like, this makes sense. I thought it was really cool. And then like it happened 3 times before I put it together. Actually, the woman looked at me and she was like, the handicap room? I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like I'm like delirious from like sleep deprivation. Then I thought about it later. I'm like, oh, I guess that makes you a bad person.
I actually met the one guy on the road in near Yellowstone. I'll just say that. It was in Wyoming.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a manager of a hotel. And because I met him on the road with, he was with his best friend. I can't remember her name. I can't remember the names right now. But whenever I was at that,
She sounds like a Jessica.
basically, but no,
I wish I
I went to a restaurant. It was just those two eating outside. And I got some food. I think, did they buy the food? No, I think I bought my own food. They took me out to their bar. She had a bar that she owned part with her mother. And they bought me some drinks. They're like, you don't have to sleep outside. If you want, you can sleep at, I could sleep at his house or whatever. So I went to his house and like he made a room for me or whatever. He's like, you can sleep here for the night. I'll take you to your spot in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Just wake me up whenever you need to leave. So that's very nice. But he told me some things about hotels that I didn't know. Like a hotel is allowed to mark up the price however they want. So let's say if it's like $100 a night, if they look at you and think, oh, this guy really needs a hotel room, I'm gonna push it up to $200. I think they can get it. They can do that. So that's why you can walk in like, wow, it sounds expensive, because they're thinking it looks like you need it and it looks like you'll pay anything for it.
Oh, so it's probably best to always use those apps.
Yeah, or if
apps.
you piss them off in some kind of way, you're like rude. They just raise the prices right there. Like, oh yeah, it's $150 instead. It would have been like 80.
I mean, technically, any business could do that.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, yeah. I kind of thought like, oh, I didn't know the person behind the desk can do that.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I thought it was kind of like a set price, like a menu on McDonald's.
Right.
Why do you think the majority, and maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, I don't really have much experience in this field. Why do you think, or seems to be, the majority of women seem to prefer the typical bad boy? That's something I do want to touch up on the topic. There's a good topic. I did a lot of thinking on that. Bad boy, nice guy. We'll get into that. But first, answer this question. Why does it seem, I could be wrong?
I think I have an idea.
Okay.
What it comes down to is that person has a level of confidence, not necessarily in like a good area.
You mean the bad boy, not the girl, the bad boy.
Right. They're very confident in being set in their own ways. Is this it? Oh, no, it's a lift. Oh, no. Cat. Out again. I already ran over a mouse in the last podcast. Let's not make this a tradition. So I think it's almost a guy being unapologetically stern in his ways. So it's familiar and in the sense of kind of like someone should have morals, like what we talked about before. Morals and structure are great. The bad boy is like someone that has those. They're not productive, but it's still those. So it's like close enough biologically, like hardwired in women to find that attractive. If that makes sense.
No,
if you could rephrase that a little better.
Okay, like I listen to you. That's interesting to me, is like, because women always seem to say to me they want someone responsible, someone that they know what they want, etc. So I'm thinking, okay, but everybody's considered bad boy. Or if that, I hate saying these words.
I mean, I feel like that's more of like a high school thing.
Right.
Too.
But the thing is, they never grow out of it, it seems like. They're choosing that, but then complain about it. But the thing is, they could just not choose that. Do you understand what I'm trying to... Like,
well, there's something familiar about it, too. Like a lot of people that are choosing the quote-unquote bad boy. This is like a separate theory. But basically, like any girl that's choosing that, it's like there's something familiar about it in the way of a father that was not there in the household, or was there, was like abusive, like mentally, physically, sexually, like all those ways. And that's why like
there's a lot more involved.
Right.
Because yeah, look at my sisters. They don't do that. They don't choose it. They think it's stupid.
Right. And they came from a very respectable family.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the majority of people come from broken homes too. That's why when people say that, like it's a bad thing, like people are embarrassed with their family. I mean, it's more shocking if you didn't come from like a broken home.
Like me.
Yeah, like that's shocking. How many people's parents are together? That's not a common thing.
Right.
So I mean,
I just,
why do
I
women
do,
go for bad boys?
I just find it funny because once it's over that kind of relationship, they complain like, oh, never again, whatever. But they always end up in some kind of way that relationship.
Yeah.
Until they hit that metaphorical wall, then it's like, oh, I have to just settle for somebody that can provide security, even though they don't really care about them. They would rather still keep on going on with their life, but they have to because they're becoming too old.
It's hard to change your thought pattern because it's like the same thing, addiction. This is what you've been taught to seek since you were a kid. If you keep doing it, nothing's going to change. You're going to keep finding the exact same person.
But do you think this too,
Until
though?
you change.
But do you think sometimes if a woman is like that and they have the opportunity to be with actually a decent man, that they don't think they deserve it?
Right.
So they keep on going after those other guys that are crappy because they think that's all they deserve.
Right.
And they punish themselves.
Deserve or like...
But you know what I mean by the word deserve.
Right,
Like,
right.
I'm not in the typical
I wasn't
way.
trying to like get you on
Right,
that.
but like I'm trying to find I'm trying to find like a word that we can use.
I was going to
instead.
say, that works, but also like mentally capable. Like
They
they,
feel
might
like-
they might not be in the right state of mind to be able to understand.
Right, they feel like
the
they
beauty in
don't
that.
like they are not valuable enough to be with you.
Right.
So they think my value is only with this. That's a nice, better way of saying it. Because I don't even like the way the word deserve sounds like. If you deserve it, you have it. Like, it's true. It's stupid. And another thing with, like, this is something I was thinking about for a while. This saying, bad boy and nice guys. Like, nice guys finish last, right? That's a
heard
typical
it.
saying, right?
Uh-huh.
All right, so think about this. When I hear the word,
If a nice guy is saying that, then they're not a nice guy.
right, or if anybody,
Yeah.
period, if anybody says it. So, but this is what I thought. They're saying nice guys finish last, bad boys always, or whatever is that, like the alpha males always get whatever they want. It's actually quite the opposite. What are bad boys? They are liars, manipulators. They're nice. They're very nice. They are. They don't do anything. They're lazy, but they're very nice. That's how they get their way. Would you agree with that? They know how to manipulate.
Oh, yes.
With manipulation, there's like
I don't
a
know if
sense
that's
of
considered
niceness.
nice. Oh, it's like
Because they
it
tell
gives
you,
off a
they do this, hey
perceived
babe, I
niceness.
love you, you're so
Yeah.
beautiful, you know?
Yeah.
Why do I have to be Spanish? I don't know.
Yeah,
But it
incredibly
seems to be
racist.
like I'm super racist. That's my thought on it. Like, and a nice guy is a bad boy, and a bad boy. Because here you go. Let's say this. If I'm, like, let's say if I'm or anybody else is like a lone wolf, like I don't really need anything. I have nothing to lose. Do you know what I mean? If I have nothing to lose,
Yes.
wouldn't that consider being like that low? Like, yeah, I don't know if I would call it like I don't like using the word bad boy. I think it's stupid. It sounds stupid.
Yeah.
Sounds like a stupid sidekick. Here comes bad boy.
Bad boy. Well, I mean,
I like a bad boy.
I think the easiest way to simplify it is if an allegedly nice guy is saying nice guys finish last. You're not a nice guy because what was your goal? What was the finish line? You want to talk about the game? If you want to turn it into this metaphor, what was your game? What were you trying to win? If you were trying to manipulate, it just wasn't right. If you were a nice person, you let that person go. You know.
Right.
Like a nice person just does things out of kindness, not to win this sort of prize.
To get something back from it. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I give this and I should be getting back.
So if that's anyone's mentality,
You're
it's
not
like
nice.
You're not nice. So I mean, and that's the kind of stuff everyone's told. So it kind of just warps everyone. It's the same thing where it's like girls are told, like from a very young age, if a guy is mean to them, that it's because he likes you. What? Oh my God! don't say that.
Right.
You're saying that to like a girl in 5th grade, like a little girl. Now that's her understanding. If someone's mean to her, it means they like me. No,
Right.
that's warped. That's so warped. It doesn't mean that person likes it. It means that person is very confused.
It's a very interesting psychological game. When I hear like those things, a nice guy, bad boy, any of those kind of terms, I find it. I want to ask people like, why do you bring that up? Because I remember this one time out.
Does that often come up? I have not.
I've heard it multiple times.
I've heard
Like,
of it.
An example. This actually happened.
more of like a
this
younger
this happened to me. I came into Brio, right? When I got my motorcycle, it's just who I am. I just have my jacket, have my jeans, whatever. I came into Brio.
Right.
And one of the girls there.
Well, you're not the identity attached to that.
No, it
kind
isn't,
of like
no.
how I
No.
eat plants, but I would never consider myself
right.
to be part of the vegan
I'm just,
club.
I dress this way. This is just who I am. I'm not trying to identify as, I'm a motorcycle gang right now. Like I'm.
Right.
But when the girl said there, she's like, Luke, you look like a bad boy, but you're not. And Glenn was there. I was like, okay.
All right. Sounds like.
What does that
Sounds
mean?
like you have some things.
So
to
I
think about.
think I said to her actually, "Oh, I'm sorry. Should I be like abusing you? Will that make me a bad boy?" And she did what? She did
Yeah,
that like
you took it extreme.
No, but apparently, what does that mean? What do you identify as a bad boy then? If that's how you're thinking, I don't even have this mentality when I'm doing it. But if you're coming to me and saying that to my face, I want to ask you, what is the identity of a bad boy? If it's not the fact that let's say somebody that's completely alone, doesn't give a about the world. Let's say me. I'm alone and I don't give a shit about the world or what it can do to me. If that idol right there is not a bad boy, which I don't want to be called that ever. What is? That's my thing is, what is your definition of it? Is it somebody that sleeps around? Is it somebody that gets like how people say lots of I find it funny. I'm cracking up right now. I sound like I sound like a freaking or I talk like this because it is stupid to me. I feel like a kid in a high school. Why can't anybody grow up out of this? Let it go. It's stupid.
See,
help me out. Am I missing something? Am I missing? No, but am I
you're
missing
not
something?
missing.
I always get frustrated because I'm trying to understand them.
It's very funny coming from you, hearing your perspective. You are not wrong. Like when you get off a motorcycle and someone's saying like you're not a bad boy, and you go in straight to should I be abusive? If that is like the most extreme thing.
How would you say it, though?
No. But like the way you break it down is like, yeah, he's not wrong. Explain what's a bad boy.
But the thing is, and they don't come back.
People don't communicate like you do, though.
Right, but no,
you communicate it in a unique way.
But that just shows that there is a thought process there. Because when I say that to them, they don't come back. They don't know what to say. They're
right,
stunned.
you broke them.
Yeah, because
they're like, wait, is it an abusive thing?
No, I'm right. It is
because they don't want to. They don't want to admit it.
Most of it, I can't say all of it. It is an abuse. Every woman I've talked to so far, they always mention some kind of abuse in their relationship. I can't walk out of it because I'm afraid. I'm like, okay, so you're living in fear, so you're letting this guy abuse you. That's your fault. That's not his. That's not his. He is who he is. You have a choice to do that or not. Fight for your freedom. And guess what? Freedom comes at a cost, and it might be painful, but is it worth it to you? That's your choice. Again, life's full of choices. You gotta make them, and then you gotta pay for your choices. The choice you make, there's a consequence to it. Drop the mic.
And this concludes the podcast. I hear a lot of people are in quote unquote abusive relationships. People don't usually pull that abusive card until it's convenient, until they want out. You know, until they'll want out of a relationship, then they'll start like saying it and stuff. If you are in one, it's like you should get out of it and like do everything you can.
But usually people will say this, well, Luke, you don't know what it's like because you've never been in one, so you can't say anything about it. That's the most stupidest thing. I'm like, what? I'm like, no, actually, I can say more about it because I've made choices too, and look where I am now. People think, yeah, you're a loser. They could say that, and they can believe it.
The thing is, I'd imagine it to be more difficult for a woman.
Absolutely.
Just because, first of all, guys are physically stronger, and guys can get testosterone's crazy if they're like screaming at a woman.
They could beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, so I get that,
I can understand a woman's fear in the way because think about biologically, women do want more security than guys, correct?
Right. And
so
if they're not in it,
so if they want more security and they're in a bad relationship, their security biologically is coming first in the way of like, oh, if I leave, oh my goodness, he can probably hurt me physically, hurt me in the way of like my family. She might be caring about her family. Maybe he's
got a kid.
I understand their situation. They can say, I can't understand it because I'm not a woman and I'm not them. I can put myself in your shoes. I understand it's hard, but that's why I'm saying now you got to make another choice. You made a choice. This is what happened. Now you have to make another choice. What is it? Freedom or just stick with this for the rest of your life and be miserable?
I mean, there's only two options. Stick with it or don't.
And the thing is, once they get out of it, men and women alike, they go right back into that kind of relationship again. It's like that's like their
right, because it's their comfort. If someone feels worthless, if someone like their whole life, people grow up like getting like abused as kids, getting yelled at, like beaten and stuff. And it's like if you grow up with this mentality that you're a worthless piece of shit and you are in a relationship where someone treats you like gold, they're not ready to handle that. They don't know what this is. It's easier for them to go into a relationship where they're treated like shit again.
Here's the thing though, what would you say about somebody that had a loving family? Even their friends, they never got fair treatment, but they still ended up that way of their free choice. What would you say to somebody like that? They weren't in an abusive family. Their mom and dad still together. Let's say something like that, and they still ended up that way. What causes that?
I'm not sure what causes.
I know somebody that's like that.
Yeah, no, me too. I know some people that have grew up in like a seemingly well-off household, mother and father together, and their self-esteem is still in the toilet.
Maybe I still think the only thing I can think of is you're in school.
Yeah.
Peer pressure. Your peers. There you go. You have peers. You have to fit in your group. I think that's what does it. Even though you can still be in a loving family and everything, most of your hours in the day is at your schools and you grow up in that situation. Even though all your friends still can love you, it's just it's different. It's kids raising kids, like I said.
I don't know if I talk talked about this yet on our podcast, but the whole thing about bullies at school, how this is like a big thing. Well, first of all, yeah, like people shouldn't be jerks to other kids, but people are really getting off at talking about, we're going to stop bullying. I don't think bullying is really the issue at school. They're trying to stop bullying rather than promoting self-esteem.
Right.
They throw, I know you haven't been to school, they have big, what is it, meetings of the school.
Interventions.
Interventions. I forget what they call it. It's like a convention. The name slips me, but it's basically like everyone get in the cafeteria. There's some sort of show going on, and like the whole school will watch it, and it's like some cheesy thing like, "Hey guys, let's pick on Billy today."
Like a documentation.
Yeah, but guys are hired to display bullying to the school and everything, and they're saying how bullying's wrong, and then they show like a video. It's like so and so killed themselves because of bullying. Like they try and like scare people to not bully. But my whole thing was, even like at a young age, I never really thought that was the issue, that like these people were monsters. It's more people should have a self-esteem and just like know their place, and that someone can't make you feel like shit by like calling you ugly. Know that you aren't. But how do you teach that?
I know.
That only comes from the home.
But the thing is, bullying would never stop. Look at the billboards, and like on the radio says, "Hey, do you not want to be worthless anymore? Go to school." They're bullying you right there.
Right.
Calling you worthless if you don't do it.
Yes. I always joke about it, like driving past the building. Hey, you dumbass, go back to school. Be something, you worthless sack of shit.
But it doesn't basically says
well,
that.
wow, that was a blunt. DeVry University. I know it is basically saying that, and that's why that Nathan For You episode where he's
The kid.
yeah.
Are you a baby?
He's a guy that jokingly goes into businesses and fixes them by doing like off the wall stuff. He tries selling toy to kids by convincing them that they're a baby if they don't have it. It's a joke, but it worked. It's like a little psychological experiment kind of thing.
But that's what our society actually does in everything.
The
You
toy
need to
shop
have it.
owner was saying, this is terrible. Like, you shouldn't do this to kids. In reality, this is what happens to all of us.
And how could you not see that? That's the thing. But some people don't see that.
It's crazy to me seeing people work so hard for something just to
Still not be happy.
yeah.
And not fulfilled.
Yeah, it's like, for me, it seems so obvious where it's like, how many things are you going to collect? When are you done collecting things? That's not where it's at.
Well, that's only temporary happiness.
Right.
Anything that is material, even if it's a job, that's still material. Praise is material. It's only temporary happiness. And that's why it can never be enough. That's why you can never have enough money. You can never have enough friends, like numbers, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know the saying is an old saying, like less is more?
Mm-hmm.
I've always found that to be true in anything and everything. Anything and everything.
It simplifies everything. It's easier to see.
Less
easier
things
to
you
count.
have is like you're happier. Less
Music.
you go, hey, well, less problems. You're happier.
Yeah.
And
Less of
which is interesting because the more responsibilities you take on, the more happier you are. The less responsibilities. See, the less responsibilities, less happier you are.
Similar to that, I feel like lifestyle is what ultimately makes people happy too, where it's not these temporary things like what we were talking about, like the material things. Kind of like how people go on diets to lose. Like, I have to lose 40 pounds. Yeah, I mean, you could do that, but the best way to do it is live the lifestyle
Of it.
of a healthy life.
That is why it's called a diet. A diet means it's temporary.
Right.
Like, I never understood why people do, I got to get my beach body back. How about you just keep it?
Yeah, just
Why
make,
wouldn't you just keep it?
make it your lifestyle.
Yeah.
Because that is so much harder.
Like,
it's harder
Why
to
would I work my butt off for
go
2
in and out.
months and then just like, I got my body for the 2 months of summer and then just get fat again? Just
I
keep
can
the
assure
lifestyle.
you didn't too.
No,
Like-
I always do the same thing. I have a routine. Routine can be good. People think, he has routine. Predictability. That's something I've heard too. People always say being predictable is like not really that good.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Newsflash.
maybe in
Here's the
some
thing.
aspects.
Everything in life is predictable. No one is not predictable. Like I said, now how we simplify life. You eat, you sleep, you wake up, you work, you take a crap. Everybody is the same in that. No one's special, unique in that kind of a way.
You could be a fortune teller.
So we all have some kind of predictability. And it is actually a good type. It is actually important to have some predictability. It's important.
Yeah, I think
I do believe that.
It's healthy to have the balance.
Would you want to be in a
relationship?
relationship that this person's completely not predictable?
Maybe.
Which is not true because everybody has a predictability. If somebody somebody is considered to me not predictable. Now think about
it
this.
would definitely be entertaining. We're going to Mexico today. Get the fuck in the car.
No, but that's,
why do you have a gun, babe?
no, but that's actually interesting because do you understand a lot of women? That's why so-called they also like the typical bad boy like we were talking about. I asked women.
Unpredictable.
Listen, when I went to Ireland and I was a little tipsy, I don't ever want to do that again. But I mean, I talked to those two girls. Let me ask you a question. I always give philosophical with. I'm not drunk and stupid. I'm drunk and I get philosophical people. So I asked the girls, like, why do you think the two girls I'm talking to think women like the so-called bad boys? I asked them because I'm really interested. I want to hear different opinions from all different women because I think all women are different. And they said, I don't know. Maybe it's because the biggest thing is they're unpredictable. You don't know what they're going to do. So I'm thinking, okay, so they like something like they don't know what's going to happen. Most of the time, it's abuse. In my mind.
Most of the time, it's abuse.
Most of the time, it's abuse.
I don't know. As far as unpredictability.
When I'm saying the word abuse, you're thinking a punch in the face. That's not abuse. Spiritually, manipulating. Abuse can be in so many different forms. And you know that. Abuse psychologically.
Could be.
It could be anything. That's what.
But it could be.
What I
it
mean
could
by
be a
abuse.
guy that's just like, we got a vacation. We're going to the Bermuda. Like right now, let's go.
Okay. Again, let's say somebody was like that. And he did that every day. Why would that be considered a good lifestyle? You're not taking responsibilities. You're just saying, screw everything. Things can fall apart.
I mean, yeah, it would have to be balanced.
That's okay in small doses. At a short period, but if that's your lifestyle all the time, it's showing that you're caring about nothing else except the materialistic happiness at that moment, and you always need more. Do you know what I mean? You could be hurting people doing that because you're saying, who cares? Let's just go like, ha ha.
I mean, it depends on the relationship, honestly. To me, I can only speak on my behalf, but it's like there would have to be some sort of personal balance between like predictability, unpredictability, security, freedom. It's like there has to be a balance between it all for everything to kind of work well. You know, like you can't just be completely free and then wait, rent's due. You know, you need like some sort of security. Everything is just finding that balance.
Like I said, you have to have some kind of predictability, a certain amount.
You have to. Because
somebody that has none, that's not healthy.
The water bill comes.
Somebody that has too much, that's not healthy. It depends what kind of lifestyle. If you want to be a bum, a bum's a life of unpredictability, I guess.
Unless they go to the same park every day to wash.
But that's the thing. That's why I'm saying no one's not unpredictable. Let's say somebody says, let's go to Mexico. He's going to run out of options soon. There's only so many places you can pick. I've never met one person that has that kind of lifestyle that's unpredictable, so-called unpredictable. No. That's like, oh, this is great to be around. Number one, you can't trust them.
I also
you can't trust them. They can say, I'll pick you up at the airport. They're unpredictable. How do you know they're going to be there? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get it.
And then you don't like, no one likes those kind of people.
That's the consequence
of being with someone like that.
Wanting to be with that kind of person. I can't believe they're late.
But you do.
Why? If they're unpredictable, they're the whole unpredictable package.
And you do have the choice to be with that.
Yeah, you should have predicted that. Mic drop.
Oh, and maybe that's another thing why. Because like how you were saying, like, oh, let's go to Mexico, right? Mm-hmm. Like I'm thinking about the situation right now. Maybe that's another reason why people like it, because they need a leader. So if somebody says, we're doing, you just follow along. Okay.
Right. And that can be fun.
You need someone to lead because
But then there's the consequence.
No, like, yeah, exactly. That's it though. Because some people don't like making choices. Because if like, should I be doing this? I don't know. I'm scared. So if somebody says, let's just do it. And they just do it. And then you go along. So you feel like, oh, good, they're leading me. I trust them.
Right.
So basically, you can't think for yourself. Because then just do it. You can do that too. Anybody can just hop in the car and go anywhere they want. But they feel like, oh, I can't do it. I have to follow somebody.
Right.
That just shows that you can't think for yourself. Do it yourself. You don't need someone to do it for you, and then you just follow. Because maybe I think people don't want to be alone. I personally don't care. Like if I'm a complete alone, I travel the country all by myself. That was fun. I don't need someone to do like, oh, let's do it together.
Yeah, a lot of people. My mentality is it would be nice to do it with someone, but I'm in no need of desperation. Like I wouldn't just settle for someone.
Why would it be nice to do it with someone?
That's annoying. Why would it be nice?
Why do you need to be with someone?
I don't.
Then why would it be nice to be with someone?
Share a memory with somebody, but it's not like I'm not what's the word? I'm not desperate to go with anybody.
Doesn't make it better to be with someone.
But it's nice to be able to like share a memory. Hey, remember we did that? Yeah, that was fun. There's something nice about that rather than it just being in your own head and just like reviewing your thoughts.
Is it because you want to share it with someone in the way of like...
It's nice to share it. It's like when someone gets...
See, I used to think
it's like having a funny thought in your mind and laughing at it, or saying it out loud and having one other person.
But the thing is, I used to think that way, but then I found out like, I'm trying to find the right words. I understand by saying, oh, it would be nice to share with someone. Yeah, sure. It'll also be nice to find someone that you can live the rest rest of your life with.
Right.
I found out that nothing does last forever. I mean, sure, maybe there's a couple of people out there, but nothing does. That's what I mean. I have nothing to lose. And we talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
Anything can happen. I expect the worst out of any situation. That people say that's a negative way of living. No, it just means
I think
I'm
it's a very
always prepared.
realist approach.
I'm always prepared, which means like this. Hits the fan. I just do. It happens. When it comes to like, I'm gonna wait to go. Let's say I'm gonna wait to go to Italy until I find someone I really love and I can really have a great memory with someone.
Yeah, why would you do that to yourself?
Stop doing like just do it. If you can do it now, do it now. You can do it again with someone. It's like, well, I don't want to do it then. Like, no, I don't know. I used to think that way, but then I thought,
well, I'm not saying I think that way at all. That's not what I meant.
The thing is, I can understand too. So I'm conflicted. I can understand that at the same time. Yeah, sure, it would be. I do think that too. Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Nice
There's a beauty in being able to do it by yourself. There's a beauty in that, and then there's a beauty in sharing it with someone too. They both have their positive things, but I do think everyone should be able to do it by themselves.
That's the thing,
because that's some growth.
I guess
that feels good.
I feel what you just said there. I feel like this before you do it with someone else, because I do think that is a beautiful thing. If you can, before you do it with someone else, master it doing it by yourself. The same as a relationship. Master loving yourself first before you love someone else.
Right?
Would you agree to that?
I absolutely agree.
So that's me. If you know how to enjoy your own time by yourself, let's say go across the country, if you can enjoy your time 100%.
See, people are afraid of
without
quiet.
Anybody else, master that and then do it again with someone. But if you're going to say, no, I can't do myself, I won't enjoy it, I have to be with someone, wrong. You're not going to enjoy it. The same as like, oh, I can't love myself, I have to love someone else, wrong.
Well, I mean, the feelings are valid, but you should
perfect.
fix it. You should work on that.
Right.
The feelings are valid. Like, I understand those feelings where it's like, I don't want to do it because I'll be afraid. And yes, that makes sense. I understand it. But clearly, you've just admitted something that should be worked on. It's a flaw, and you should be able to do that. Like travel, go somewhere yourself before you can even get in a relationship. Otherwise, it's like this guy or girl, whoever you're getting with, is like your crutch. They're like your wheelchair, and that's not a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You can't need the other person. And then freaking Disney doesn't help by saying like, I need
I feel
you.
so much better.
In what way?
Like everything you're saying, but like also like what I said, and then you saying stuff right now. I feel so much more clear in my head. I like doing this podcast just because I get to think myself.
Yeah, and it helps when I get...
I mean, people listen to it too, but I'm also, when I'm talking, I'm actually thinking really in depth. Now I know what Jordan Peterson is talking about even more and more.
Yeah, and Jordan Peterson talks about Disney a lot too. But I like how he like breaks apart like all the stories and stuff. People are taught, I need you, and it's like, that's not a relationship. These are crutches.
You don't need anybody. I do this. I want you to be in my life.
It would be
That's
nice.
what I would say. I want you to be in my life.
But honestly,
do you accept?
If someone says one day, I don't want this anymore. Okay. Like I have to be accepting of that. Of course, it's gonna feel some type of way. I'm not above like being human. When you're with something for a long time and it's gone,
right,
you're gonna feel that.
Of course. But I think it's funny when they say, I don't want this anymore. Okay, completely cut it off. But they do know I want you to keep on paying alimony, things like that.
Right.
No,
right.
You don't get any of that.
Well,
you want to end it? End it. End it all the way.
That gets complicated.
Exactly. So you don't want to end it. You still want all my benefits, but you don't actually want me.
That gets complicated because it becomes very circumstantial. Now we have to know more details before this hypothetical relationship.
Right.
Before we know who's in the right and who's in the wrong.
I don't know. I see so many people with relationships like, I want to end the relationship. I don't want to be with you, but let's be really good friends. I think that's stupid. If you could be really good friends, just make it a relationship. That's what it is.
Right.
Your best friends living your life together. You're one. They're like, no, I don't want to sleep with you more. I just want to be best friends. I had my fun with you. I think that's weird. I mean, then again, maybe it's just me because I've never been in that kind of relationship. I never grew up that. I just find that weird. I thought like if I was a really, really good friend with the woman, and let's say I loved everything about her.
Yeah, if you enjoy their company, they enjoy yours.
Because of that, that's what's beautiful about it. I want to be with this woman. I want to have a life with this woman.
Right. How are you not supposed to find that
attractive? That's just me, though. That's just me. I can't speak for everybody.
Yeah, how would you not find that attractive? If you enjoyed their company, they enjoyed your company, you're best friends, you enjoy doing things together. Oh, no, but not a relationship. What?
But yes, like back to the original thing, yeah. If you can't enjoy or love yourself, don't bring another person into that mess.
Yeah, it's not a relationship.
But when people do, no, I need somebody, for me to be able to do this, I need somebody there with me. I'd rather have somebody with me. Nope, that just means you're not ready for it. If you can't do it yourself and that scares you, if that frightens you can't do it with someone else because trust me, it never works out.
You're holding them down and then they're holding you down.
You're both people that can't swim when you're in the ocean,
Yeah.
pulling each other down. I think that, yeah, if two people, here you go, if you can't swim, you get thrown in the ocean, you need a life preserver. But then it's like, oh no, instead of throwing that life preserver, I'm just going to throw another person
Or
that can't
another
swim.
person, yeah.
You just drag each other down.
Why aren't I floating? Let me find another person. And he jumps in.
When it comes to relationships, it can be very complicated because everybody has something a little bit different in theirs. And I don't want to get too involved with anybody. That's why when it comes to relationships, I sometimes, most women I'm always around, that's because they complain about the relationships that they're in. And I don't want to hear it. This isn't my problem. In the way of this, I don't mean to sound like a jerk. I mean, I made my choice in life and I get my consequences for it. You made yours. You have to take the responsibility for your consequences. I don't take the responsibility for your choices. And I don't, do you know, am I wrong in saying that?
I feel like a lot of people complain about the relationships that they're in just because of venting and they want a conversation.
That's me. I don't want.
They want other people's opinions.
I don't want a woman to vent about. That's your business.
Guys do it too.
Oh, no, they do.
It's just like they want someone else's opinion on the situation. Like, guess what he did? Guess what she did? I don't like spreading that stuff.
I learned that I don't ever want anybody else's opinion when it comes to my relationship.
Yeah, because why would you trust anyone else's opinion?
This is my relationship.
Who's the last person you met where you're like, I wish I had their life? Because I've never experienced that. I never met anybody where I'm like, I wish I had their life or their relationship.
You shouldn't have that thought.
Did you ever see a relationship and say, that's nice? Because if you did, that would be like a great thing. I've never seen that.
No, I never said, oh, I want to be just like that. I do this. I admire that. Oh, that's like, let's say if I met these two older people. They were together for 60 years. I do, oh, wow, that's really beautiful.
Yeah.
The commitment, the love there and everything. I'm like, I admire that. And that's what I do.
Yeah, that's a really nice thing. I think that's cool. That's great. I've yet to see that though. Every single relationship I've seen is just like, oh, I gotta figure out how to make one work. I don't know. I think everyone overthinks it. A big thing that I notice is people saying how hard a relationship is. And
I don't believe it is. You make it out to be that way.
Yeah, if you want it to be hard. You know what makes it hard? Lying to the person for 3 years about your opinions. Do you like this? Yes, I love that, babe. Do you like that? Yes, yeah. And then one day you just had enough and you're like, no, I fucking hate it. And then they're like, what? They're all shocked by it. It's like, no, you gotta seriously be honest from the beginning. And I don't think a lot of people do that. I think people put their best faces on. Right. And they're lying.
Well, like I said, all the information I got from some guys I talked to, if you want to be with a girl, Luke, you have to make a lie from the beginning. You think that you have to do it for her to be interested. That's most of their methods. You have to make them excited. I'm like, I don't do that. The same with texting. They're saying if you want to be with a girl, you got to text a certain way. I refuse.
I didn't realize how bad I was at texting until today. And I think it's after these podcasts, they really get in my brain because I start really thinking about the words I'm using.
I hate people call out to me. I mean, people say things about that. I forget this one girl, Brio. She texted me something about work, and I just replied with, okay. And that's how we reply to every text. Simple, one syllable words, whatever. And I came into work. She's like, Luke, your texting is hilarious. You just do, okay. Oh, yes. It's like, there's nothing else you tell. I'm like, yeah, because I'm just answering it.
Well, no,
I'm not going to.
I get that.
But they want a conversation. They want something exciting.
Well, yeah, I started doing that, and then I had to go back and be like, yo, don't read too much into that because it's literally just my blunt opinion. Don't think anything more of it. Don't get upset about it. It's just my blunt opinion. I really can't stand texting. I need to talk to somebody. It delivers a third of what you're trying to deliver.
And you can read it any way you want.
Yeah, I love the Key and Peele skit.
Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, let's go, man.
I'm ready to go. That was funny.
So good. Key and Peele texting skit. Look it up.